Welcome back, my fellow cats and guns enthusiast. I am Zach with the channel today, here to show you something different. This is a prestigious, put this right here in front of all my other stuff. This is a prestigious Palmetto State Armory lower with a Bear Creek Arsenal upper that has a little unique feature unknown to most AR-15s, and that is the side charger. Nice and lubed up, had a good little range day just last Sunday with it, and let me tell you, I had one goal for this build, and the goal for this build was how cheap can I make an AR-15? And just to kind of go through all of, what I did, I basically got everything here that you see on sale, including the sight, the lower furniture. I don't like it either. The lower itself and the, upper as is. The upper came complete, so I don't have to work on anything with that. But with the lower, I had to assemble it all together, and I would say it was my first AR lower build, I want to say. I added this nice little hand stop to it, so you can kind of, really get a nice, good grip on that. And I will say, overall, I think I spent about $500 in total for everything, not including the two mags I bought, which were both $10 a piece, and the hand stop, which I think was $20. So give or take $540, right? And that is for something unique to ARs as is. And you know what? It doesn't really, I want to say, excel at anything. I just wanted to see how reliable could I get for the price I'm given. So first thing to note, the side charging. I am a big side charging guy. I'm not a big fan of the little, I'm not trying to do anything weird, but the little rear charging handle that they have. Not a huge fan. I've never have been. It doesn't really strike my fancy or anything. But I will say that just having a side charging on just about anything just kind of raises it to the top for me. And the lower it came with is a standard MOE lower kit. I got an OD green because it was actually cheaper than everything else, surprisingly. Don't mind me, I just hit that. And when it came to the OD green that I got for it, I decided to stick with it on terms of the magazines. Don't mind the bed, we'll be cleaning that very soon. Where are my magazines at? We have now found the magazines. And so, man, if I can get a good picture of that. So I kind of stuck with the whole theme of the OD green because, in all honesty, I wasn't too hyped about it, to be honest. I didn't really care for the OD green. And I started seeing it, I was like, you know what? I dig it, One thing to note that I didn't like is this stock that it came with just kind of feels a little loose. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't like it, and everything I've tried to do, it doesn't. Yeah, because it's not the buffer tube, because it's definitely the stock, and I don't know if it's just came too loose or what. I don't know. It's really annoying. Other than that, I could go into, I guess, some positives and some negatives for the gun. Positives obviously is price point. So if you're someone like me who's just hey, I would like a rifle, but I don't feel like spending, big brand prices, there is a lot of options out there that you can spend to get a very decent rifle, especially when it comes to Smith & Wesson or even Diamondback. Diamondback is a very solid price point for entry. And when it comes to Diamondback, I haven't had any issues with it. For this, I wanted to kind of see can I make my own rifle that could rival that? Don't mind my mouse. Why is my mouse right there? Could I make a rifle that rivals that of something like Diamondback, right? Or even, I think Smith & Wesson has a couple choices that, you know, are pretty solid as well. And when it came to it, I was like, hey, what could I do? And so I went through, I was parting it out, I think maybe over the course of, I want to say like 15 days, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and eventually got everything. And, you know, money and time, so I was kind of waiting around and waiting for a paycheck, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'll buy the upper this week, and that's it. And so I was like, you know, looking for an upper. I was like, hey, who do I know that makes some good cheap uppers? Bear Creek. Bear Creek is always a solid choice if you're not wanting to spend too much money on an upper. Now, if you've got something you're making that's like, I spent $2K on the lower alone, spend another $1K to match with the upper, you know? And that's not even going to be a guarantee that this fits, because the thing about it is, like, at least with palmetto lowers, I should say, which hopefully no one can see anything too crazy here. The thing with, like, palmetto lowers is the fact that they're actually really good with matching Bear Creek Arsenal uppers. So, I mean, it fits right in place. It's nice and solid, nice and snug, no issues. Jamie, go ahead and censor this out because I'm going to take it apart. Okay, I can't take it apart. Ooh, you know, fits pretty good in there. Nothing crazy. And so, other than that, you know, it's not like, I don't want to say the smoothest shooter. I don't think it's like when I shoot 5.56, it definitely has a little more like punch for me than anything else, which is kind of weird, I guess. Maybe I'm, you know, not as solid with handling everything. I'm not tactical. I'm not the cool operator of everything. One thing I would like to note, I will say I did beat and batter a little bit on this lower. If you can't see, like this little mag release kind of scraped it up a little bit, and then on this other side to tighten it up, I kind of dinged it up a little bit. I don't know if you can really see it all that well. Just know I did this while sitting down, like this whole lower. I literally was just at my my sister's house, just kind of just being like, all right, so I need to put this little rolling pin in here and just blah, blah. And I mean, that's kind of what I did. Super fun to work on. I like working on guns. They're fun. They're cool. I like seeing what goes into them. And biggest thing about it is, like, what is the main selling point to this comparatively to something you can either buy just a little bit more, or even then, Biscuit, can I help you? Anyway, what is the main selling point to this? Main selling point, it's cheap and reliable. I've had no issues with it so far. I haven't put too many rounds through it because 5.56 is stupidly expensive right now. Honestly, if you're going to make an AR, just don't go 5.56. Just pick any other caliber at this point. Like, unless you're specifically going for something, it's just ridiculous. Our ammo prices are dumb. But, I have shot about 100 to 200 rounds through this so far. No issues, other than if you ever do have an AR-15 and you get it 5.56, 223 slash in the middle there. One thing I'd note is I have a bunch of Tula ammo that I got during COVID, and, well, I don't think I can say that. Go ahead and bleep that out. I got during the pandemic, and the whole thing is it get, like, the casing, when you shoot it, it'll send the bullet flying, but it'll get that casing stuck inside the barrel. So you have to take, like, a ramrod, just jam it in there. And every time, it has never failed. It happened with this one. It's happened with another one I had a long time ago. And my buddy was saying that he had I believe it was a 5.56 AK. I'm not exactly sure who it was, but it was way, way back when. So I don't think it was Century Arms at the time. It might have been. It might have been more of an import. That's all I can say. And he said it had the same effect on that. So, you know, tool ammo, just... I've ran tool ammo through my pistols, no issues. But running tool ammo through an AR, just... don't do it. I just wouldn't trust it. Just get brass. Don't get remanufactured, though. You never know how hot those loads can get. As you can see, Ryu is still here. She was supposed to leave today, so yeah, that's a little on me. Had some issues come up, but you know, she's still here. So enjoy. Where's she at? Ryu, what are you doing? They're both playing right now. Don't mind the room. Still miss. Still getting everything kind of figured out. Now. This hand stop I got, though, was kind of something I was just like, I don't want a direct, like, vertical foregrip like I've had before. I wanted to try a little something new. M-Lock, in my opinion, after dealing with it for the first time, don't care for it. I don't. I mean, it's not hard to install once you, like, figure it out, but, you know, it sure was dumb trying to get this thing on here, I will say that much. And, I mean, the... actual muzzle brake on it is kind of like a standard A2 cage that you know, Bear Creek Arsenal has kind of like reworked themselves. Now, anybody's wondering, this is empty. Okay, there we go. There's the camera. This is empty and chamber is clear, just to make sure that, you know, I'm not just throwing my hand in front of a loaded barrel. Oh man, I'm gonna have to censor the whole mag release. Now, the thing about this gun is this is a DI, or direct impingement. So if you're new to AR-15s, which is kind of where I'm like putting you, like, I want to act like you have no idea what an AR-15 is right now. What that entails is, like, essentially, this is where the bullet goes, right about here. It shoots out all those gases and expansions and everything. There's like a little tube that feeds all that gas up here and goes right back to the bolt carrier group, and it'll shove that back. There's a spring in the buffer tube that will kind of like push this back, and then as soon as, you know, that round or shell is ejected, it just right back into it and then loads another round. So, I mean, it's a pretty easy system. It's basically hot gas expand, it shove bolt carrier group back, me unga bunga AR-15. There is a couple others like the short strokes, which is something like a Jackal or a Scar use, and I mean, those are really nice too. You know, are they worth the money they ask for? Probably. I mean, maybe not a Scar, but definitely like the Jackal. Jackal's pretty solid. I would like to get one at some point if I could ever afford it. Now, I've been talking about kind of like useless stuff on the gun and going through a bit of back checking, so to speak. Let's talk about the sight I got for this, which is the Sig Sauer Romeo 8, or M8R, I should say. And this sight, it's a standard red dot. I think it looks pretty clean. I like the little riser it comes with right here. So if you ever have any sort of irons, you can look directly through those and, you know, out the other side for any reason you feel like you need to, especially if the sight dies or anything. The only thing I don't like, it doesn't have a shake awake, so you have to manually turn it on and off whenever you want to go shooting. And don't forget that you leave it on, just so you know. Other than that, I think I paid $90 for this sight. It was on sale. It's perfect. It's great. It holds 0. I've had no issues with it. As soon as I slapped this on my my rifle, I shot it at 100 yards, and it was like one click down, one click to the right, and it was dead center. Other than that, pretty good sight. Definitely recommend it if you're trying not to get too crazy with expensive sights. I know there's a bunch of sights that go for like $250 up. You know, in all honesty, Sig Sauer I have used for a while and never had an issue with those sights. On one AR, I went through like 3 moves, dropped, turned, kicked, beaten, everything. Held 0 out of 100, no issues for like 3 years. So, I'm just saying. What can I say would be the reason to build your own comparatively to just buying one outright, right? And I could say saving money, right? But let's be honest here. Not really saving money because, like I said, Diamondback, Smith & Wesson, I'm pretty sure even sometimes Palmetto will sell some of their ARs for, $500. The whole thing about it is, if you want to build a rifle, it's either like 2 options. You want something specific, and you've done this before, and you like working on guns like I do. Or you're doing this for something cheap, because you just want something you can throw away. And so, my ideal was just, how cheap can I get it? And I want to say, pretty cheap for 500 with a red dot, a nice little hand stop, like a whole MOE lower, side charging upper, which, not many companies even make to begin with. It's really solid for the price. Had no issues so far. I might come back to this and kind of talk about any sort of other issues I might have with it. But other than that, I slapped it on and started shooting, and it worked. And that's all you can ask for in a gun. I will say this. One big thing I want to say about any gun you purchase, whether it is cheap, expensive, or right there in the middle, is that if you get a gun, there's 2 things that it needs to be able to do. It needs to be able to shoot. Thank you, phone. It needs to be able to shoot. And it needs to be able to be reliable, right? Because anybody can go take a metal pipe from Home Depot and, figure out a way to jerry-rig something together, and it's going to shoot a 22. And then you're just like, wow, that's a gun. It shoots. Some guns just come out the box and they don't shoot. And that's where you have to kind of some guns come out the box and they don't shoot, and that's where the issue lies. But I wanted to put this up there, really talk about this. I have enjoyed this AR a lot. I like the look of it. I think it looks pretty nice and sleek. It's definitely probably not going to be my first AR, but it's probably going to be my last AR for a while, because to me personally, I'm not a very big AR guy, and they do the job, but I've seen so many of them at this point, I think it'll be a topic I discuss in another video. Either way, my fellow cats and guns enthusiasts, if I can, I will try to get some videos of me shooting it at some point. But right now, I kind of forgot to record anything of me shooting it, so hurt the messenger. But look, look, there's Biscuit right there. You see her? Can Biscuit take the ire? Oh, y'all don't want to give no ire to Biscuit? Yeah, see, told you. I told you. Anyway, you guys, I will see y'all later. I want to see y'all liking and subscribing. Send anything in the comments that y'all want to talk about. Cheap guns, expensive guns. I don't even care, dude. They're all fun. You just gotta throw some bullets through the chamber and have a good day at the range. But I'll be seeing you guys later, and next time we'll see what else I can come up with. Maybe. Bye.